Hello again. You can see I've took that last one off. It very badly filmed, so we'll start trying to make something again of it. I'm going to put a little bit of light red on and a little bit of lemon to it, and just put a little bit of warmth underneath some clouds. I'm just looking at the sky tonight and it looks that way, so I thought, well, there we are, it's showing me what to do. The sky there. So now I'll get some light red and a little bit of cobalt together. I'll just bring in some greyish clouds. Maybe a little bit of blue now, here and there, eh? This brush is imitation, it's in synthetic sable, and it's Winsor & Newton. It's just the same as sable, I can't tell any difference. I'm just getting a bit of greenery now. Be careful with putting this cad yellow on. It's a little bit, you know, a little bit strong, and it usually makes a little bit of mud if you're not careful. Cad yellow, you know that. I'm using a bit of green now, but I'm putting a bit of umber with Windsor blue. This is Windsor blue in umber, Just for I'm just doing this while it's still wet a bit. A bit of Windsor blue and a bit of brown actually, to make it like a dirty green colour, just to put some like maybe reflections just from here. on the other side of the river. But of course you can't have much reflections on a river, can you? It would have to be a still one, wouldn't it? But you'd have a bit of dark underneath anyway, that wouldn't be a problem. Just about there. It's just mixing the right colours, really, because this is, when you just put them out and there's some really strong colours, it's too much. You have to cool them down a little bit. I'll put a little bit of few bushes at this side. Roughen your brush edge so you'll get now to a bit more brush looking. Yeah, a bit there too. Just where it, you'd see the grass on the edge, wouldn't you, like that? I'm painting from experience. I'm thinking about when I'm there, you know. Now you know that trees, they're not always round like a lollipop, or like in the park where they're manufactured. When you're out in the open, you can have more on one side than on the other. They're not symmetrical, and I've said this before. They're not like a lollipop. They're not symmetrical. You can have a full load on one side of a dark, and you'll have another new foliage coming up, a different colour actually. So you'll have like a darker colour coming up in foliage. So you could have like inside of that one there, you could, or this one, you could have coming up inside it. You can have another part here. Let's just see if we can get it just right for you. So that this tree here, it started growing and it's a different colour from the one at the back of it. This tree is not the same colour of green as that one at the back. So you could have like another little tree starting growing underneath that, which is darker. Or you can have branches, half of that tree there is another tree growing side of it, darker. Or it's a different colour of leaves on the branches. But so you don't have them all the same and round. And you can find a tree that's falling over. It's so much better than one that's just sitting up there. You know, say we had this one here at the back, just falling over there, shall we? Like that. And this one here, more over to the right. Because they're not perfect, they might have blown over that way. But everybody does them as though they're a round thing. Well, they're not. No, they're not. They're not perfectly round in the countryside. Some of them are about half blown down, you know. Or half of the tree broken in a storm. I think you could still have some like greens showing even in a moving river. See what I mean? See, I've been trying to show you with trees, all this, they're making mistakes, all these painters on here. Well, most of them are. A tree, like Mr. Wesson shows you, it could be, all the branches could be falling on the right hand side, nothing on this left hand side at all. But everybody paints them as a ball. But it's not that, they're not interesting. A tree could be leaning over, saying, well, I'll make one of these trees. See, that could be a tree if I'd have made it lighter, which is what Mr. Wesson Jr. does. And there's another tree at back there. And it's going that way a little bit. And then you can have one coming from here, because this is another bunch of trees up front. And it's coming like that. And then it goes to that. And it's pretty thickish. And it goes thick. And then it carries on. And then it can make a breakaway to that. And a breakaway to that. And one to that. A very long one if it wanted it. Now let's see. You have to be careful where you join it, because they won't all join that way, see. Be broken off there, see. There. And that's going behind there. But it doesn't look like that, because you don't need to put so much in to make it look like a tree. So don't put so much in. Look, that's enough. That's enough. You don't need all this bottom part and all that. What you're looking for is something of beauty. You're making a pattern. I'm striving for a pattern on here. I'm not bothered about painting and things like that. I want a pattern out of it. So that weight of that is okay with the weight of it. There's still a lot over here, this side of weight, so I'll have to put some more weight over here. A little thing like putting a little house just here. And then me saying, such a, what's the name, the Vicar's Cottage, it's calling it, or something like that. And that, like, just be out saying, you could have it just here, there, say. Put a little bit of weight on this side with it. Perhaps not as heavy as that. Just dry it. Now just put a couple of little windows in it. Now I want your eye to find it, so I'll just go around the outside with a little bit of greenery. Not too light. I mean, not too dark, rather. You see, and it's drawn your eye to it. We can put a little bit of colour there and a dash there and there. But that's pulled your eye over there to there. And I might call this the Vicar's Cottage or something like that. You'll find that, you'll say, oh, it's there. But I put some weight there as well. Can you see I've drawn that weight over? To me, painting's different. It's not just copying things and putting things down. And it's something different to me. It's something. It's like a lady's dress when I used to do those at the art college in the 60s. All those big rings, you know, the oranges with the big white rings and black rings on them and all that. Mini dress, you know. It was just the same when you're in the making wallpaper. You just have to do it right. I'm not saying this is brilliant. There's some more I could do at this. If I could do it, if I was doing one of hours and hours, oh well, I mean, you'd do a different type of painting altogether. This is a type of a loose painting with tricks added to it. Like, it needs a little bit of darkness here because there'd be shadow. You know, you do things like that. You could go on forever. I'm not going to do that, but if I wanted, I could just keep putting stuff on, you know. Like, can you see that? Like a little tiny bit like that. See? You see? Just a little dark patch there, can you see? Well, you know that at the bottom of a tree, there's always a bald patch where leaves have fallen. And even when sun's coming down to it, it's always dark underneath, isn't it? Because the leaves are keeping the sun out, coming down, so it has to be darker here. So you get it darker here. Now, when Mr. Wesson does it, he was doing it, it was almost black. When we use black, we see black. Now, see, let me get a little bit of black. I don't want to ruin this, but because it's all in one blend at the time now. So it's like, put a touch of bit of black, really black, and ever so often, up and down. It also does something, I don't know. What, do you remember that? It must be. Now, but the thing is, doing this, you might get your brush showing at top because it's not wet in wet. This process should be done when it's still damp. so that all at the top here is like a blurred effect. I mean, I've never all my life I've been experimenting, yeah, but maybe if it's flat down, and this paper's the 90s, it's the cheapest I could get, because I put a lot on here and I play about a lot, you know, so it does take the you need the light against the dark as well, don't you know, but that's all the thing. So this could be a darker tree against that background instead of a light tree. Well, sometimes what you'll do is get some water with a clear brush and do that, and you get it lighter. The lighter patch in your tree. Just going like that, you know, clean it out. Can you see how it makes it look lighter? Like that. You know. There, can you see it going lighter there? Looks like there's another tree been put in front. Well, that's enough for tonight today. I'm giving you nearly as much as what, or more than what I've been giving my Patreons, so. And you're not really interested, I don't know, because not so many of you even bother to subscribe. It's all a case of why should he have money and I'm not. So they're fighting for to make money a lot of the year. I'm not, I don't need money, I'm retired, I'm on the pension will do me, living on my own. I don't need out. But they're fighting for to make a few pennies. Putting stuff on which is absolute rubbish. And can't paint what saved their life. Well, that's my opinion. I've never been popular with artists, even at art school, because I spoke my mind. Same with these photographic classes. Or send them there, they'll never make out in life. Let them be a painter, they're not do out else, they can't do out else. Not a bad drop of tea, that. Very good. Well, I'll see you for now. Take care, I'll see you later. Don't forget, give me a ring if you're near to and you want a friend. Especially some of you budding artists, if you live in England, I'm always ready for somebody to have a chat. In fact, I chat with a lot of them.